Oh my gosh, don't sneak up on me like that. Oh, okay. Good to see you again. Real good to see you again. A lot has changed since you were last here, so let me give you the rundown. I spent a lot of time strip mining until I had enough diamonds to make this enchanting table and a full set of enchanted tools. Then I found some villagers and brought them back to my base so that I could trade for the mending and fortune enchantments. Then I built up this XP farm so that I could repair my tools easier, and then I went back down into the mines to try and satisfy my insatiable greed until I met an untimely demise.
Oh no!
So with all my tools now burnt to a crisp, along with my dreams of becoming a professional Minecrafter, I regathered materials and made new tools with the same enchants as before so that it felt like nothing was different and I could continue living out my life under the delusion that I am good at this game. Then I found a warm ocean where I mined out tons of coral until I decided that I had enough and made my way back to my base, where I am now preparing to take on my biggest project yet in an attempt to make my world seem more alive as to make me forget about the overwhelming sense of dread hanging over me in my isolation as I live out my days alone in this solitary single-player world! Did you get all that? Because I'm not saying it again. We're finally getting to the good stuff here, because today we are flattening out all of these hills and mountains so that we have plenty of room for our custom terraforming. This area is nice, don't get me wrong, it's just not ideal for the story that I'm going to be telling in this series, so by flattening all this out to sea level, I can have a little more control over all the terrain and shape it to best serve the purposes of our story. So yeah, it's all gotta go. And that's a pretty big task, but there's no time like the present, so I guess I'll just start here and just make my way over. This is taking a while. Is there a faster way to do this? The stone is kinda slow to break. Alright, this is taking too long. I think I'm going to try and assemble some sort of demolition team. Excuse me, I'm putting together a crew to help demolish the natural beauty of this area. Would you be interested in joining? The benefits? You get to work with me, so that's pretty cool. Salary? No thanks, I'm a carnivore. Here, if you want to join my team, pick this up, would you? Alright.
You'll even have the opportunity to work overtime for free!
I'm not sure why nobody wants to join our demolition crew, so maybe we need to go deeper?
Psst, get it? Because that's the name of the Nether achievement.
Hello? Oh, gosh. Oh, no! Look, I appreciate the effort you're putting in here to impress me during the interview, but I think you're jumping the gun a little bit here, buddy. I haven't even offered you the job yet. Look, man, if you can't control yourself, then I'm afraid we won't be considering your application any further.
Really?
This is kind of a... Every single bone in my body is telling me that this is a stupid idea, but how else am I going to find employees to overwork and underpay, you know? I'm a good businessman. Ooh, look. Those are potential employees. Hello, I was just wondering if you folks wanted to join my demolition crew. It's unpaid labor, but you'll get plenty of experience. Any takers? I can see you hiding behind that corner. Yeah, don't be shy. Oh, you want to be paid first? Here, take some of this gold that I found on the ground. I'm not using it. You'll get along with the coworkers just fine. We're all like a family. All right, just a little more, but then you'll get the rest after the job is done, okay? Training. No. We have a sink or swim approach. You'll figure it out.
You know, attacking the employer isn't going to get you the job!
No one in the Nether really seemed all that interested in joining my crew either, but I did get one referral that seems promising. Just gotta do something here real quick.
My perfect employee!
You are exactly who I have been looking for.
Oh, I fell in a hole!
Welcome to the overworld. Watch your step, but I'll show you all the areas that need flattening. Yeah, all this has to go. We're aiming for sea level. You are very enthusiastic about all this, but you're kind of making me nervous. Can you stop trailing so close behind me? You might accidentally hit me. Stay calm. Demonstrate authority.
Wither, you are in violation of Workplace Safety Protocol 102, which states that any and all attacks on your manager should be done outside of working hours. Hang on, guys. I know you hate me, but we have much bigger problems right now. Wither, stop! This isn't what we agreed to in your contract! Pause? Can we pause for just a second? Just hold on, will you? You're getting ahead of yourself!
This guy freaking sucks. This is my first attempt to take on a Wither, and I thought I could get a little bit of free terraforming out of him, but it doesn't look like that's gonna work, so I guess I'm gonna have to go back to doing it all by hand. But I still have a Wither flying around, and it doesn't seem like he really wants to be at work anymore. I can't imagine why. I'm a good boss. I thought maybe the morale is a little low, but no matter how many pizza parties I offered, it seemed like nothing short of a raise was going to satisfy this beast. Unfortunately for him, I don't do raises, so the only choice I had was to terminate his employment, but, you know, he seemed really set on demolishing my face, so instead of just terminating his employment, I also had to terminate him. Okay, we'll call it a draw. And it's gonna be real hard having to do this demolition project all by myself, especially after having to fire my most enthusiastic employee and taking the nether star that he left behind to make a beacon so that I can get the haste 2 effect, which, you know, makes the mining of stone so much faster, almost like that was the whole reason I did this entire bit in the first place. I need a nap. I'm gonna be fully honest with you. It's been 6 months. That Wither fight was 6 months ago. This video has taken so long to make, it's insane. The Minecraft movie came out, the hype for it died, and I'm still working on this episode. And that's not because I'm doing anything necessarily huge. I mean, I mined out this entire area, and that took a long time. But that was finished, like, at least a few months ago. Everything between then, I have just been very, very busy. Life has gotten very, very busy. I'm a full-time college student. I'm working. I have a family that I need to be taking care of. So this has kind of, I've not really had a chance to work on this very often, but I'm hopping back on now. And I've got some stuff done, as you can see. Maybe I went a little overkill on the torches. Maybe just a little bit, but I haven't seen monsters here in a very, very long time, which is very nice. This is kind of as a proof of concept, right? So this will be a dark gray forest with these hills and cliff sides and whatnot. So we're just doing a little bit of terraforming. It's gonna be fun. Let's just slide down here real quick. Oh, I gotta get my storage system under control. I really just need a base. I need a starter base. Later. That's a later problem. But you can kind of see, this is the environment that I want to feel. The rain is really good right now. As you walk through this forest, everything will be dull and dark and gray and lifeless. That's the goal. So that's why we're building out of tuff and cobblestone and deep slate and gray concrete and all that fun stuff. But the goal here is to feel ominous. You want to feel the thick fog around you. This area over here is just kind of a proof of concept. This is the entrance to my strip mine. So all the way down there, that's where I've been strip mining, getting all my diamonds and redstone and lapis and whatever else I need. But this is just kind of the area around it that I built up. And then it'll have like the beams and the decoration, maybe a minecart and everything to make it look like it is a mine shaft, because right now it just looks like the entrance to a cave. But that's okay. We'll get it figured out. It'll be fun. But the real proof of concept is all the way over there. You can see the silhouette of it. It's this sharp, jagged peak. And those will be kind of spread out along the entire forest. So there will be like one right there, and one right here, and one over there, and one going that way. So it's like everywhere that you go, you'll kind of feel like the world is enclosed around you. It's got this little curve. It's just subtle enough to not be too overwhelming. We don't want it to be too jagged, but it's just a little curve so that as you look up, it closes your view, and it kind of comes up a little bit over you. Whereas like with hills, you can see far beyond the hills, but here, it closes you from the outside world. We really want to nail the feeling of isolation in this forest. You should not be able to feel anything else except for just lonely and a little bit claustrophobic. Not too much, you know. We still got large areas, but we don't want it to feel like it's a big, vast open world for you to explore. And that is purely part of the narrative of the story that we're going to be telling. I've used gray concrete and gray wool to kind of simulate a shadow, as well as various different, types of deep slate, but just so that we have that nice shadow coming down there. Not that it matters too much with shaders, but without shaders, we also want it to look good. So that shadow simulation should be able to help. And there will be trees and stuff on the top, and I'll be adding pale moss carpet to the top of everything. This forest will be spawn proof, whether that's with glow lichen or pale moss carpet, whatever it will be. I will make sure that this forest is spawn proof, because as you walk through here, there should be no life whatsoever. The trees are dead, the bushes are dead, nothing should be moving in the wind, there should be no monsters or anything. The only life out here should be maybe some wolves. But we've run into a problem. We need a lot of resources to complete this. A lot of resources. and I have most of the resources that I need. The problem that I'm running into is I've placed my storage system so far away. So anytime I'm all the way out there and I need more tuff or more cobblestone or anything like that, I have to run all the way back here to my storage system, grab it, and move over. Now, I could use an ender chest. I could make a couple ender chests and put what I need in there. But to me, the more logical thing would be shulker boxes. If I can get shulker boxes, that would be great. I could have all my resources over there, and then when I need them, I can just go to the shulker box, grab it. Takes up less inventory space. Fantastic. That is fantastic. I want shulker boxes. But in order to do that, I have to go to the end. And this is embarrassing to admit, but I have never beaten the Ender Dragon before. I've never done it. I've done it in creative mode, but that's about it. I have not beaten the Ender Dragon in survival mode, because when I was a kid, I was afraid, and I thought that I never would. I was not good at this game. And then I just stopped playing Minecraft, and now that I'm an adult, I still have yet to beat the Ender Dragon, and it's embarrassing, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it, but first, I want to make sure that I'm ready for that. So I'm going to try and upgrade my armor from diamond to netherite. Now the hunt begins. Is there any netherite? Any ancient debris here? There you are. Ha ha! Hidden in the depths. Obtain ancient debris. Nice. Okay, we got one. Light her up. no, 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 no. Please, 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 please. Why didn't I bring any of my fire resistance potions? I have some. I have some. I have some from my monster farm. Why didn't I bring any? Oh, I'm an idiot. And 32. Not too bad. I am an idiot. I got all the netherite that I needed and I went to make the armor, but then I realized I didn't have the netherite upgrade trim. So I couldn't actually do anything with it. And so I went and I raided a bastion to go get the netherite upgrade trim. And I forgot to hit record. I got all this loot from the bastion raid and I didn't even record it. I'm so mad right now. Fortunately, my flashback mod was running the entire time. I've got flashback going, so the footage isn't completely lost. It's just not from my perspective. But I'm going to show you the flashback footage now, and I'll do a little voiceover, and it'll be really, really good cinematography. I'm a good YouTuber. Okay, so I came out of the portal and I was all determined and everything, and I was like,
I need to find a bastion, and I'll search the entire nether if I have to.
but there was one really close, so it wasn't that big of a deal. So I started bridging, and you've never seen bridging like this before. Even the striders down below were like, oh, Lawrence, careful, you can't die. You're so handsome and cool as well. And then I made it across, and it was one of the coolest things that you wish you could have seen. Oh, if I had the footage, you'd be screaming right now. And then I ran over here, and I was like, wow, that bastion. Oh, wait, that's a money shot. Hang on. Wow, oh, wait, come back. Wow, that bastion has no idea what's coming for it. All right, you can go now. You can... What are you looking at? So I made my way to the top of the bastion where I saw a piglin brute, and he was guarding a couple of chests, and I wanted to know what was in those chests to see if there was the template I was looking for, so I pulled out my bow, and I aimed true, and I never miss. Yeah, there we go. So I made my way over and broke the chests, and these guys got, like, really ticked off at me. But the chest actually had everything that I needed, so I didn't bother looking at the rest of the bastion, and I just went home. But I very bravely made my way back down, and I ran with the stuff that I stole because I'm a good thief. I'm good at this game. I'm a good YouTuber who remembers to hit record. Okay, so we do that, and then that. Aha! That is looking mighty, mighty good. I'm feeling very, very snazzy with this netherite armor. That's nice. Yeah, I think that works. That works really, really well. I just need to find some endermen real quick. So, give me 1 second. Well, that was fun. We got about 3 stacks of ender pearls. I turned some of them into eyes of ender so that we can actually find the stronghold. And I think that's good. So let's throw our eye of ender. And it's going that way. So let's head out, shall we? whoa. Where are you going? What, you think you're gonna watch me fight the dragon in this episode? Are you crazy? Alright, look. So far in this episode, I went to a nether fortress, fought the wither, flattened a bunch of land, started terraforming a custom biome, mined for ancient debris, raided a bastion, and went from wearing iron armor to netherite. And you want to watch me kill the ender dragon in the same episode? You're gonna have to wait, pal. I am exhausted. Look, I'll go in, I'll fight the dragon by myself, and then in the next episode, you can see how it all turns out, okay? Does that sound good? Alright. Cool. I'm gonna go now. I forgot to open the portal. I forgot.